Hello everyone, so I'm still probably going to post my, well not probably, I have hair. I will still post my new capsule wardrobe this week, but I just realized something on this channel. I am not super personal with you guys, or at least not nearly as much as I was like my freshman year of college, as much as I was in high school. Today was kind of a crappy day for me at school. I'm very stressed out about a lot of things, and I just took most of the afternoon to chill out, watch some people's story time videos on YouTube, namely Soundly Awake. I really enjoy him as a YouTuber. I have for quite a few years now, and I just felt like, you know, I could do a story time video. I have some stories, not that many, but I have a handful. So I thought I would film one tonight. Disclaimer going into this, I'm not going to mention names because I really don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. The main character in this story, I still like her. If my parents are watching this, it's nothing that I've shared with them before. It's nothing that bad that I did though. So this is just probably out of the norm for me to talk about for them and for you guys. But okay, let's cut the crap and get to this story. I was abandoned my freshman year by a friend so she could go and have sex. That's that. That's what this story is. But let's rewind and start from the beginning, because that doesn't mean a whole lot. It was a winter night, really frigid and cold. I had recently, this was probably like the second or third day I had moved into that especially crappy roommate situation. If you guys remember my old videos, I started out with one roommate. She actually really wasn't that bad of a roommate, but I ended up switching to a triple. This was not a fun time. I was not getting along with the girls right from the start, and so I was hanging out with this one friend who I had actually gone to high school with for a little bit. She was like new or whatever, but we kind of picked things up for a short while in college. This, I think, was actually the last time we hung out. We were just hanging out in like the lounge area of my current dorm at that time, and she saw something online about how this church was having free breakfast food at midnight. You could come and get like waffles, pancakes, whatever. And we were like, free food? Yes, sign us up. So we were at my dorm, which was on the east side of campus. This church was over on the west side of campus, and her dorm was closer to that. So since it was a really icy, gross, cold night, she was like, just pack up some of your stuff. You can spend the night where I'm living. She lived in one of, I don't know if every school does this, but they're accepting way too many kids just to get our money. So they don't always have enough housing. So they'll cram like 4 or 6 kids into dens. So she had 3 other roommates, which was not common, but they were in this area that was supposed to be a den for the dormitory, and it instead just, they put in several beds and crammed a couple more kids in there. So although it was only one more kid than what I was living with at that time. But anyway, so she was like, you know, pack up your stuff. It won't be weird. My roommates won't care. You can just spend the night. It's not going to be a big deal. I was like, are you sure? Because she was talking about how she had this one roommate who would always have her boyfriend sleep over. And I was just like, I already don't like my roommates right now for having random people sleep over. So I don't know if I'm into that, but you know what? I don't want to freeze my butt off walking by myself at night after we get pancakes, so you know what, I'll just stay at your place. So we make the trek to this church at midnight. We get our free breakfast food, blah, 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 whatever. We're hanging out, chilling out, just sitting at these tables in the church, and she gets a text from this guy who, you know, she was casually seeing sometimes. And keep in mind, this is a guy that she had been talking about earlier that evening about how she wasn't that into him, blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna get into too many details, but she supposedly was not that into this guy. Anyway, she gets a text and she's like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah just texted me. And I was like, okay, like, what, I don't, what's your point? And she was continuing to text him, and she was like, oh, I think I'm gonna go over to his place tonight. And I was like, what? I was like, I just dropped all of my stuff off at your dorm because I'm staying the night at your place tonight. And she was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot. And I was like, girl, how did you forget in the 2 hours that we have been hanging out? Like, what? So I was like, I'm not that crazy about that idea. You said you weren't that into this guy. If this was like your boyfriend or if this was something that you really cared about, maybe this would be different, but like my stuff is at your place. I'm not walking across campus in this cold, and it's just, you know, not really safe to be walking around at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. by yourself on a college campus. She was like, no, it's okay. It's no big deal. You can just spend the night in my dorm. I'll wait until you fall asleep and then I'll leave. Keep in mind, I don't sleep well in places that aren't my own to begin with. So this is just an added stress, especially considering the amount of roommates she had, and just, I was not looking forward to this. I was like, girl, please, just, you can get some another night, honestly. But no, she had her mind made up, and I was like, there's no changing her mind. I am in this situation now. She says it's not gonna be awkward. I know it's gonna be awkward, but I just need somewhere to sleep tonight. So whatever, we finish up our breakfast food, which no longer tastes nearly as good as it had. We walk to her dorm, and she doesn't wait until I fall asleep. We sit there for a while. Luckily, the one roommate who always has her boyfriend over, she is gone. Another one is out at a party somewhere. She's out. And then there was only one other roommate there. So this girl, my friend, made sure I had everything I needed, had the key to the bathroom, and she was like, deuces at approximately like 3 a.m. and I was still awake. So I awkwardly just laid in the bottom of a bunk bed, which was not even her bed, so that was kind of weird. It got to be like 5 in the morning, so I had slept about 2 hours when all of a sudden all of the lights in the room come on. I am not asleep, but I am in a slightly delirious state. Just here comes in one of the other roommates, very drunk, with another girl who is also very drunk. I am very uncomfortable. I try to not move, like they're not gonna see me, even though there's clearly someone in there who does not belong. And of course, immediately, the drunk roommate is like, who is that sleeping in the bed? Very loudly. Somehow did not disturb the other roommate who was in that room, but I knew that the jig was up. I knew I could not hide any longer, even though I had never been hiding to begin with. I collected my items. I put on my jeans over my pajamas. You know, had been expecting to see my friend who had abandoned me to go hang out with that guy that she didn't like that much in the morning, but there was no way that was going to be happening at that point in time. So maybe it was 6 a.m. So I got 3 hours of sleep. 5 or 6 a.m. I collected my things and I made my own sort of walk of shame across campus. I stopped halfway at this one building that happened to be unlocked so I could look myself in the mirror in the public restroom and think about what I had done to get to this point. It was a quick little look, but it was a look indeed. I put on a little bit of eyeliner, like it freaking matters when it's 6 in the morning and all of campus is dead because it's a weekend. But I did, just if not just for a little therapy for myself. So then I continued on my trek back to the room that I didn't even like that much either, only to realize I had forgotten my key. Good job, Tara. Good morning. The night just keeps getting better. Okay, so my key was in the dorm room, but my 2 roommates were deeply asleep. No knocking, no texting, could alert them. So I went to one of the lounges, attempted to watch a couple of YouTube videos on my phone. I was tragically tired because I had only slept like 2 or 3 hours. So I ended up trying to cover up myself with my coat and sleeping on a couch in just like the communal lounge area of my dorm, like a homeless person. It was really fun. I loved it. The time finally rolled around where my roommates woke up and they were able to let me in, and just like that really not so fun freshman year experience that has to happen at least once. You have to have at least one really bad freshman year of college experience. Mine was done, thank goodness. The curse was lifted. I could go on knowing that nothing else was going to be nearly as bad as that. And was it as bad as it could have been? Absolutely not. But was it fun? Would I want to redo that? Would I want to relive that? No, I would not. So that, I guess, is my story time. Again, I mean, no offense to that girl. There's someone down in the parking lot and my window is open. Share any of your tragic freshman year experiences, or just let me know if you'd like to see other storytime videos in the future. I don't have a lot, like I said, because I'm a pretty boring person, but that was one that I thought might be worth sharing. So yes, thank you guys for always checking out my stuff on this channel, and capsule wardrobe will be my next video. I promise. I keep saying that, but it will actually be my next video. I swear. Okay? Okay. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.